Hello, my friends. We're going to take a look at the Butterfly Garden Kit by Stampin' Up. This is such a pretty little spring flavored kit. Lots of butterfly imagery, so if butterflies are your thing, you're going to love it. It comes with a set of instructions. I call these IKEA style instructions because there are no words, just pictures, but you can follow along and make your cards, or you can watch this video and I'll show you what to do. There is a very cute stamp set, and it does come with a little insert so that you can remember what stamps are in there. And you just go ahead and pick the language that the set comes in. It also comes with a block that you can mount the stamps onto. This is where it makes it really easy to kind of have a handle for your stamps. And there's also some exclusive embellishments that are part of the kit. Now here you'll find the 3 different card bases, and they are pre-printed and ready for you to assemble. And then we have die cuts, so you have sets of butterfly die cuts. There's this image and then these ones. Some labels. An ink pad. This is just a mini ink spot in the Misty Moonlight color. You've got a full set of dimensionals, and then you have these really beautiful colored envelopes that are ready for you when you are sending your cards. So let's get started on our 3 projects. Hello, my friends. We're going to take a look at the Butterfly Garden Kit by Stampin' Up. This is such a pretty little spring flavored kit. Lots of butterfly imagery, so if butterflies are your thing, you're going to love it. It comes with a set of instructions. I call these IKEA style instructions because there are no words, just pictures, but you can follow along and make your cards, or you can watch this video and I'll show you what to do. There is a very cute stamp set, and it does come with a little insert so that you can remember what stamps are in there. And you just go ahead and pick the language that the set comes in. It also comes with a block that you can mount the stamps onto. This is where it makes it really easy to kind of have a handle for your stamps. And there's also some exclusive embellishments that are part of the kit. Now here you'll find the 3 different card bases, and they are pre-printed and ready for you to assemble. And then we have die cuts, so you have sets of butterfly die cuts. There's this image and then these ones. Some labels. An ink pad. This is just a mini ink spot in the Misty Moonlight color. You've got a full set of dimensionals, and then you have these really beautiful colored envelopes that are ready for you when you are sending your cards. So let's get started on our 3 projects. For the first card, you're going to need this printed base. You're going to need one of the white butterflies and a label, as well as the stamps, the block, the embellishments, and the ink. You're also going to need dimensionals to assemble this. So when you are assembling your stamps, you'll want to remove the light plastic layer, and then you're going to grab your butterfly and layer it on top. And we're going to open up the ink pad. So I just use a pair of scissors and cut the label. I like to leave it attached on one end. It just helps it so you're not going to lose the lid. And you're going to ink up the butterfly. Just move the ink around until the image is all covered, and then you can go ahead and stamp it onto your envelope. You can do repeating stamping as it shows in the instructions, or if you'd prefer, you can just put a little one here at the bottom of your envelopes. Just a cute little addition. You're also going to bring in the greeting, and so it is a thank you greeting. You have some options. You can make them however you like, but we're just going to make it like the instructions suggest. So on the other side of the block, I'm going to layer that down. We can remove the butterfly. I don't think we need it again. So I'm just going to use a baby wipe to remove that ink, and then we can stick it back onto the clear plastic sheet. So with the Misty Moonlight, we're going to ink up our thanks greeting. And then we will use our label and just stamp right over top of that. cute. So let's go ahead and start assembling. We're going to use these dimensionals to add our butterfly, and you can get away with using 3 or 4. I like to do them in the corners. And these are double-sided, so you can just go ahead and pull off the backings. I kind of did that quickly, so this one curled up. That's okay. And then we're going to layer this on top of the flowers like that. And then we'll bring in dimensionals to add our thank you. And we can stick that right below our butterfly here. Now here are our little embellishments. And I really love using a take your pick tool for this. It has a little sharp end, but if that tool is not currently in your collection, you can use a toothpick. And so we're going to just remove the embellishments. There is a glue dot. The adhesive is already on there, so you're just picking it up underneath that glue dot, adding your embellishments to your project. I find the take your pick tool is a little easier, but this does help. Okay, and we're going to add this on like so. And that is how quick and simple it is to make that project. Now, there are enough supplies to make 3 of this. So one of the things I'd suggest to you is doing it in an assembly line format. So what that means is whatever step you're doing, for example, stamping, you're going to stamp it on all 3 of the cards in order to complete that step. It just makes it a little faster. Or if you want to create as you go, you can always change up the designs as well. So let's get started on our second project. So for this project, you're going to need this card base. And again, if you're doing it in an assembly line format, you'll want all 3 of them. You're going to need these 2 sizes of butterflies, the label, the embellishments, your ink, and the stamp says sending you strength. So our first step is we're going to ink up the greeting and stamp it. And now we can add our butterflies. Remove the backings and add them to our card front. We've got our greeting here, so we're just going to use our dimensionals again. And we'll stick that on. Now is the time when we can use our embellishments, and we're going to add a few to the front. And there you go. You can also use your butterfly stamp to decorate your envelope. So I'm just going to ink up the big butterfly, and then this time we're going to add it onto the closing flap. And there you just add a little bit of decor. So there you have your second project. For our last design, we have here the blue card base with 3 of the orange butterflies, 2 large and 1 small. You need your ink pad, another label. You're going to use the greeting, I'm always here for you, as well as the embellishments and your adhesive. So let's get started by stamping our greeting. We'll ink it up and stamp it onto our label. And then we can clean it, and we're going to bring out our large butterfly to stamp on top of our 2 large die cuts. So ink that up, and we'll stamp 1. Having a clear stamp makes it very easy to line up. And then we're going to do a second one. And now we can clean that and bring in the small butterfly. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to bring in our envelope because we're going to add stamps to the front of this as well. So we'll do a large butterfly here. There we go. Now we can clean it and put it away and trade it out for the small butterfly. I hope you can't hear my dog snoring right now. He's really going for it. Okay, so there we've got those, and now we're going to add in a little detail to our small die cut. And there you go, beautiful. So now we can start to assemble our card. Once again, we'll bring in those dimensionals. We can add one to the back of each and then stick it onto the flowers. And then our greeting will pop on there as well. Like that. So now we can add our our embellishments. So my dog is really snoring. It's so funny. Okay, so we're gonna do one there, and we're gonna do one there, and one there. Okay, so there you have project number 3. So as you can see, really, really simple projects. Nice for when you need just a card to show your friends that you're thinking of them and you want it to come together quickly. If you are interested in learning more about the kits that I have to offer, you can go ahead and use the link that's in the profile of this video, and you can visit my online store and see all of the kits that are available. We have things from simple kits to more advanced style, and there's lots of options for you. Have fun crafting.